Here's a picture of two guys who are not the majority owners of the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's right, North America. Mark Lowry and A-Rod blew their opportunity to buy the Minnesota Timberwolves at a discounted price of $1.5 billion. But that is not the topic on the Underrated NBA show today. Our topic is actually about here comes the Phoenix Suns and the complete and utter overreaction to the Phoenix Suns actually taking down the Jamal Murray-less Denver Nuggets last night in Denver. Now, in case you are unaware, 104 to 97 was the final score in this game. And yes, KD had a good game. He had his sort of above average KD game where he had 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and then, you know, he's capable of scoring 30 points any night, and he did that. And I don't mean to come down hard on the Phoenix Suns, but the reality is we have like 9 games left in the regular season, and the Phoenix Suns are sort of at that point right now where they are who they are. And yes, they did beat the Denver Nuggets in Denver, but that doesn't mean this particular Phoenix Suns team, which, by the way, barring a Dallas Mavericks a total and utter meltdown, will actually have to suffer through the NBA's penalty of actually playing in the play-in just to end up in the actual playoffs, because they're currently in 7th spot, a game and a half behind the streaking Dallas Mavericks, who have actually won 9 out of 10 games. The Phoenix Suns, on the other hand, have won 6 out of 10 games. Look, the Phoenix Suns, as I mentioned over and over and over this particular season, need a real point guard. Now, they went out and they signed Isaiah Thomas Jr. to a contract. We'll see how much he actually has left in the tank. We know that he played pretty well in a couple G League games, and certainly good to see him back in an NBA uniform. We'll see what happens, though, when he actually has a chance to play with the varsity team and the Phoenix Suns. In terms of the Denver Nuggets, it's a long season. They're currently in first place in the Western Conference. Their next game is actually tomorrow night against my Minnesota Timberwolves. Look, in the event that my Minnesota Timberwolves win, I would at no point actually get on this particular show and say the T-Wolves are going to take down the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series. Do any of you actually out there believe that the Phoenix Suns are actually capable of taking down the Denver Nuggets, assuming Jamal Murray is healthy? Now, the Jamal Murray injury is not just a single injury. It's an ankle injury. It's shin splints. And of course, he's got a bum knee. Now, I'm sure that he'll be ready for the playoffs, assuming that he can stay healthy throughout the Western Conference playoffs. I don't see anybody in the Western Conference actually taking down the Denver Nuggets at all. But my favorite thing I saw all day so far in the media was, here come the Phoenix Suns. And I just thought it was an absolutely ridiculous statement. Do you know that the Phoenix Suns have a new winning streak? That's right, it's a new winning streak, meaning they've won 1 game in a row. I want to recap that the Phoenix Suns are currently in the 7th spot in the Western Conference North America. This very idea that here comes the Phoenix Suns should even be a headline is ridiculous. Now, here comes the Houston Rockets makes a lot of sense. A team that's actually won 10 games and is a game or a half game just behind the Golden State Warriors for the 10th and final spot, that makes sense. But for the Phoenix Suns to get a here comes the Phoenix Suns after they've won 1 game in a row, and have won only 6 out of 10 games. And yes, they beat a depleted Denver Nuggets team last night. Anyways, I just find it absolutely ridiculous. All right, that is it for today's underrated NBA show. Hey, shameless plug time. We have a brand new website at underrated.media. Check it out when you have a chance. For the Underrated NBA show, I'm Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day, and to the guitar riffs we go.